Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Adam Negara 2200516. Today I want to present about question number 5. The role of 20th century weapon control must exist and must be fitted and enhanced. This is because nowadays, in terms of warfare, in physically less use nowadays. Nowadays more to electronic, which is also known as the war of nerve. Nerve watching video and social media become the latest weapon of war for militant group to build influence, recruit and strengthen their ideology is the region. In addition, video and social media are also used as instrument to create threat against countries that do not agree with their existence. The professional use of video and social media by this militant group is a new phenomenon. As a result, Malaysia is now on the brink of concern due to threat after threat from Southeast. As a militant group such as Daesh who are skilled in using information technology to win ideology war. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum sir. I 2200520 Safal Lugman Miswanto. Today I want to present about the question that sound like, is there still a role for arms control in the 21st century? So in my opinion, for me, the role for arm control in 21st century will still exist for a number of reasons. For your information, gun control is referred to domestic regulation of firearm manufacture, trade, possession, use and transport, specifically with regard to the class of weapon referred to as small arm, revolver and self-loading pistol. Usage of the term gun control is sometimes politicized. Some of the favor of regulation instead prefer to use terms such as gun violence prevention, gun safety, firearm regulation, illegal guns, and criminal access to gun. High rate of gun mortality and injury are often cited as a primary impetus for gun control policy. In 2004, National Research Council critical review found that while some strong conclusions are warranted from current research, the state of our knowledge is generally poor. The result of scarcity of relevant data is that gun control is one of the most proud topics in American politics, and scholars remain deadlocked on variety of issues. Notably, since 1969, when the Decay Amendment was first inserted into the federal spending bill, the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention has been prohibited from using its federal funding to advocate and promote gun control. Thwarting gun violence research at the agency at the time, the funding provision author has said that this way an over-interpretation by the amendment still had a chilling effect. Effectively, funded firearm-related search. Thousands of nuclear weapons still exist. Thought the Cold War is long overdue is over. An explosion of a bomb nuclear is capable of killing over 1 million people. Use dozens or hundreds of capable nuclear bombs challenge the eliminate of the world. Crow problem and famine. It's impossible to provide assistance and educate humanity as a result of a nuclear explosion. By that, legislation and ban on nuclear weapon is the most effective measure. Other than that is to meet the demand. International law demanding each country to hold negotiation for eliminate nuclear weapons. However, countries' nuclear power fail to hold a clear plan in eliminate nuclear weapon. Intention of saving this weapon, as long as nuclear weapons still exist, there is still a risk it will be used intensely or not on purpose. Hence, the ban is much needed. Then it is clear that the control weapon is still needed in 21st century because it provides many benefits to the life of people. That's all from me. Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum sir. I Hifzan Afiq bin Hafizi. My matrix number is 2200521. Today I want to present about question number 5, which is, do deterrence strategy change based on a domain, and is there still a role for armed control in the 21st century? Okay. Focused deterrence strategy aim to change the behavior of offenders by understanding the underlying crime, creating the dynamics and circumstances that address the problem of recurrent crime and implementing a combination of law enforcement, community mobilization, and social action strategies. There are two main goals of deterrence theory. Firstly, individual deterrence is the aim of punishment to discourage the offender from criminal acts in the future. The belief is that when punished, offenders recognize unpleasant consequences of their action on themselves and will change their behavior accordingly. Second, general deterrence is the intention to deter the public from committing crime by punishing those who do offend. When an offender is punished by, for example, being sent to prison, a clear message is sent to the rest of society that behavior of this sort will result in an unpleasant response from the criminal justice system. Most people do not want to end up in prison, and so they are deterred from committing crimes that might be punished that way. As in the Cold War, US and Allied armed forces can deter attacks in space through pattern of annual exercise and training behavior that demonstrate to potential aggressors that they are increasingly able to function with degraded support from space. Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum, sir. Today I 220539 Gulam Rafiq bin Gulam Rasul will talk about the question given to my group, which is question number 5. For me, it is really needed to have arms control in the 21st century because it can ensure the safety of public and can prevent any violent acts with guns that can easily cause death. The arms control can also reduce the terrorist activities that always cause chaos to the public. As we can see in 3 years back, there are many cases of gun violence in Southeast Asia. This is a really serious matter because it creates a bad environment to people. As we can see in Manila, as an example, people living there is always in a vigilant situation as a result of the gun abuse of terrorists. Thank you, sir. That's all from me.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am 2200524 Muhammad Akmal Bisruddin. Okay, so to answer the question number 5, okay, firstly, to overcome contemporary strategic challenge, both deterrence theory and deterrence practice are changing. States are increasingly incorporating and synchronizing military activities in the military domain. Furthermore, they use grey zone techniques that incorporate numerous tools of control across multiple domains. These developments are now giving birth to a new wave of thinking about cross-domain deterrence, or we call that CDD. What is precisely entails what favoring conditions are necessary for it to be effective. Okay, the second strand idea regarding deterrence built on traditional understanding of deterrence to the degree that deterrence is no longer all about fear or compelling enemies to abstain from such activities. Deterrence is about compelling rivals to stop such action through the possibility of costs that outweigh the advantages. Okay, so next is there's been an extensive reconceptualization of defense and its related activities over the past 2 decades, but little attention has been given to issues of weapons and their regulation. This paper and those that follow aim to start a debate on the regulation of the means of aggression. Okay, so we begin by drawing on the metaphor of arms control as science fiction in order to highlight notable features of the classical arms control literature. Three purposes against the war. Three purpose of doing that is disarmament, security, and advantage are the 3 main goals for arms control negotiation. Okay, so justification for decreasing, this is the defensible justification for decreasing the chances of war. Although scholars debate which approach to arms control is right, traditionally policymakers have adopted pluralism in arms control. seeking agreement that can simultaneously advance several goals of armed control. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you.